3, 2, 1, and
Welcome to the Dave and Albert Show.
Hi, I am Albert.
I'm Dave. I'm the CEO and founder, and this is Albert, the CTO and co-founder of SIMP. We're a web design and development studio in the Philippines.
Cool. So today we're going to talk about why does dev work, or why does software development take so long?
So long.
All right. So we're gonna try to answer that. So the first one on our list here actually is interruptions and distractions. So I would put this in the meetings, chat messages,
Yeah.
Facebook,
Phone calls.
notifications,
Bing.
and all these things. These distractions.
YouTube.
Yeah, these distractions actually prolong their work. This is a lot of that has to do with the fault of either the developer or the workplace, or like the habit of like the boss always checking up, like, hey, is it done yet? Like, oh, what's the status?
Hey.
Yeah, and why do these distractions make or delay the work of the developers?
Yeah. So I think it's good to talk about that because, from a client perspective or a boss perspective, you want to know what's the status.
Right.
You want to have updates. And so maybe talk about the developer perspective.
Yeah, so what happens actually is when you're coding or when you're making software, you're trying to connect multiple things to different places, right? Like you're trying to remember this one goes to here and this one goes to here. X plus Y equals Z, and Z plus X squared equals, and you're trying to hold these variables in your mind, and then suddenly, bing, and you're like,
It's Dave. Is the app ready yet?
I think it will be ready soon. And then you go back and look at your code and you're like, okay, I have to remember, where does this go again? And
X.
then I was in the middle of this because, and it takes time to ramp up again.
Yeah.
And now after like 15 minutes, okay, I am back. I know now, I know what's going on. And then suddenly again, Dave, you're supposed to ask me.
Oh, I was distracted by the music outside. So
Oh.
see, the music outside could even
It
distract
distracted me as well. And so now, like, what is that sound? And so now it's taking long again. So I think it's really good to have a place of no interruptions.
you. So the Bat Cave.
Yeah, sort of like that. But also, the Batcave is dangerous because then you're alt-tabbing into Facebook and YouTube or 9gag or whatever, and then before you know it,
Yeah.
you spend hours on that as well. So
Yeah.
and
So
distractions.
the distractions could come from external factors or sometimes internal. Like you may get stuck around a problem and you just go start looking for solutions, and then you get sucked into some article, and
Yeah.
then 2 hours later you realize you've been on Facebook scrolling infinitely.
Yeah, so that's number one. That's interruptions and distractions. So less than that. Number two is
Edge cases.
edge cases. I think the best way to describe edge cases is just to take examples. For example, Uber.
Yep.
Uber is quite simple, right?
Oh,
You would
yeah,
call it quite simple. I mean,
open
it's-
the app.
you
book,
pick up, driver
yeah.
comes in,
Yeah.
and you
Sets
pick you
your
up,
drop off.
and then you go, and then you drop off. Really simple features, really simple app, right?
Yeah.
Now let's go through some of the edge cases. For example, what happens when a user cancels?
Oh.
Okay, what do? You inform the driver, or do you charge them if it's after 5 minutes?
Yep.
Okay. Now, what happens when the driver can't reach the user? For example, like the driver's been going around and can't find the user.
Yeah.
Like, what do you do then? Like, what's that? You have to get the logic around that. You have to figure it out.
Yeah.
How about what happens when the credit card of the person is declined? Uh-oh.
Yep.
Okay. How about when the driver's cell phone loses internet?
Yeah.
Like,
does it cancel, or what if they go?
it waits for it to reconnect?
Yeah.
But what if it eventually dies and never like reconnects ever? What happens there?
Yeah.
Infinite charge?
Yeah.
I don't know. So, or you charge at the point of when you lost connection?
Yeah.
That's an edge case. How about when the driver can't find the rider? I mean, we already talked about that.
Yeah.
How do you provide trip estimates? Like, is it following this road?
Right.
How about there's multiple routes? Do you follow the shortest route? What if that's not the route
And then
they take?
traffic. Like, how do you factor in traffic to an
Yeah,
estimate?
it's complicated. Like, what if the rider wants to complain?
Yeah.
You have to build a feature in. Like, is it
Right.
the feature? Is it an email that they call? Maybe an email that they call. Pretty cool
email that
feature.
they call.
I have to build that as well. What if the driver accidentally presses the end trip button?
Yeah, you're done.
Could you have like a cancel end trip?
Yeah.
So you'd have to build that feature in if you wanted that in. What if the rider accidentally presses cancel while already in the trip?
Yeah. Or intentionally does it to try and get a free trip.
Uh-oh.
Then what?
What if the driver picked up the wrong passenger?
Oops.
What if the user wants to complain? I already said that. And what if the
Yeah.
user wants to contest the amount charged?
Yeah.
How do you adjust that? You adjust in the system? Do you build that in? Or is
Yeah.
that it's a manual thing? What if the driver got into an accident with the passenger?
You mean like while he was riding?
Yeah, and
Yeah, that
they
happened to
bumped
me.
something. Yeah, really?
Yeah.
What did they do?
Well, I had a choice, because he was like, you had to wait, you had to wait. I was like, I'm not waiting. This is gonna take forever. This is the Philippines.
So
You have
does
to
the
wait for
Uber,
the police.
did Uber provide something?
No.
Or you just walked out?
I just said in trip and then.
Yeah, and so what
I
does
mean,
the driver do?
I like paid him what I felt was reasonable for the amount, and then I just contacted Uber and I said, hey, I was involved in an accident. I don't know what the protocol is, but yeah, again,
Yeah.
like, what do you do?
So there are many edge cases, right? And there's just
Yeah.
quite a short list, and
Of
that's
something
it.
that seems pretty straightforward.
Pretty straightforward, pretty simple, and then you have these edge cases, and
Yeah.
all these things start to come up
Yeah.
when you're developing,
Yeah.
and that's what takes time, because then you have to figure that out, and then you build that in, and then you find another, and you build that in. It just drags along.
Yeah.
Next, so we have interruptions, then distractions. Number 2 is edge cases, and number 3 is
Most startup or business ideas that are being turned into software have business logic behind them or to them. This information is highly contextual.
yeah, like for example, like Dave is like involved in the what, like the filmmaking industry, and he wants
Yeah.
to build an app that makes it easy for film producers
Yeah.
to make films.
Yeah. And so basically, like, I have all of this knowledge about the domain of filmmaking because that's the industry that I'm in.
And me as a developer, I have no idea
Yeah.
what it is.
You don't know
So
how
what-
films are made.
Yeah, so what is obvious to Dave, is like, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
So what
exactly.
I'm developing, I'm making assumptions
Yes.
of things I don't know.
Right.
And then Dave walks in and be like,
Why would you do it that way?
yeah. And I'll be like,
no, that's not how we do it.
Okay, so what do you want me to do?
Yeah.
And I have to be educated, and like I have to get more knowledge.
Yeah.
And I have to be taught, and that's why, or if I've already built it, and I have to rework it,
Yes.
and so it takes time again
Yeah.
to do that.
Which that's kind of the fourth one. So third one is it's really highly contextual. Like your idea and the knowledge that you have about your domain or your industry or the app itself, you only have that, and your developers don't have that.
So it takes time to transfer that knowledge.
Exactly. And the fourth one is that adding features and complexity, it always has implications on the previous work. So like Albert just mentioned in the previous example, you'll have to go back and redo things based on changes or based on information that you start to get later. And so this is hard because it kind of piles up.
Yeah.
You get
so
like,
you just can't leave it there. You have to sort of backtrack your work.
Yeah.
And sort of like, it's like cement that's already hardened. You just can't like, okay, we don't need this filler anymore. Let's just ignore it. No,
Yeah.
it's not. It's already hardened. So you
Yeah.
gotta like, you
Chip
gotta
away.
demolish that thing, and
Yep.
so it takes time.
Yeah.
All right. So that's our top reasons why dev work takes so long. If you also have any other reasons,
Comment below.
yeah, or if you have other questions, comment below as well. We'll be happy to answer them, and we hope that this providing you this information sort of help you understand
Yeah.
why does dev work take so long.
All
Bye
right.
bye.
Bye.
Yeah, I think that was good.
Yeah, I think that was good.
I hope that helps.
I think so.